everyone and welcome to my first YouTube video. I can't actually believe that I'm doing this. Like, once upon a time this would have been so out of my comfort zone, but you know what? It's 2021, so why not? I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Mostly because I didn't know what sort of content I wanted to film. That all changed when my TikTok blew up overnight, and I realised that people were actually interested in the things that I do. If you do follow me on TikTok, then you will know that I absolutely love to be outdoors in nature. I love wild swimming, hiking, camping, all that jazz. So I thought that if I were going to make a YouTube channel, I should probably base it around things like that, because that's what you guys actually want to see. So in this video I thought start off nice and easy, and I will be giving you my top 5 places to wild swim in the UK. So most of these places are up around my area or up in the Lake District. If you are from down south, don't panic. I am going to be travelling more once lockdown is over. Can't be looking like a Dobby on my first YouTube video. I know a lot of my content on TikTok at the minute has been based up north, and that is only because of lockdown. The content that I have been posting recently has just been from old videos or places around my city. I live in Sheffield, so I'm very lucky as it's the only city with a national park within its borders. Obviously that being the Peak District. We all know how lucky we are to have that on our doorsteps, and I think that's one of the biggest sayings in Sheffield. Oh, we're right lucky to have this on our doorstep. I feel like everyone's said that once in their life. So yeah, I will be posting more around the UK when lockdown's lifted. And I don't know when we're allowed to travel really. I know shops have opened today. I don't think anyone really knows what's going on, if I'm honest. But right, let's just get into the video. The 3 places where these places are going to be are Peak District, Yorkshire Dales and the Lake District. The first one is, of course, Wastwater in Wastdale in the Lake District. This place is easily one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. So it's a glacial lake surrounded by mountains, and you can actually see Scafell Pike from the water, and obviously the opposite way around, and that is the highest mountain in England. The water is so clear, you can see the little fishes swimming around. It's actually the deepest lake in England, but don't let that put you off. Obviously you don't just jump straight into the deep part. It is really easy to get into. You just go down like a little banking and then you walk into it. We took a picnic, we stayed there all day. It was just the best day ever. I couldn't believe I was in England. I kept saying it to my boyfriend. I kept saying, I can't believe we're in England. I cannot believe this is England, because I just couldn't get over it. And I think that's a big thing, like especially with people seeing my TikToks, like you always see these lovely places abroad and things, and I don't think we're ever really, like our eyes are never really open to the amount of beautiful places in our own country. And there is so many, like we're so lucky to have so many green spots all around us, and that's all I really want to do really, is just open people's eyes to it. I think everyone has a right to enjoy nature. So the second place I'd recommend is Tong Pot in Upper Eskdale, which is also in the Lake District. This place is a little bit harder to find. On my TikTok I did give direct directions. So I'll link my TikTok down below. There is a video on that. This place is full of waterfalls, it's got plunge pools, little streams and rivers. There's places to sit. It's absolutely beautiful again. The water's so clear. I will warn you though, the walk up to it is quite hard, especially in 30-degree heat when we went. I'm naturally ginger, so I thought I was actually going to burn to death. Like, honestly, I looked like a lobster afterwards because I weren't anticipating it being that warm, but the walk was 100% worth it once we got there. Some of the waterfalls were the best I've ever seen. If you have seen the clip of me jumping off the cliff, that is Tongpok. You just walk up, literally just follow the stream, and eventually you will reach it. I'm sure there'll be people there because there were quite a lot of people when we went. If you are planning to jump into one of the plunge pools, just be cautious. Obviously it's all done at your own risk. I'm not saying it's 100% safe because it never is if you're going to jump off a cliff. But if you are careful about it and you know whereabouts you're jumping and what you're doing, then you'll be absolutely fine. The locals, I'm pretty sure, will be jumping in before, so if you see them do it, you obviously know which places are safe enough to jump. My third spot is the River Rivoli, which is such a mouthful. This place is actually located on the outskirts of Sheffield, bordering the Peak District. I'm sure everyone in Sheffield has been there once or twice in their life. I literally grew up in Rivoli. It used to have little paddling pools and we used to go there all the time. It's got a cafe and a park. It's also known for the steel chair, which is just across some stepping stones. This place is also wheelchair friendly. There is a plunge pool, but it is further up. So a lot of people walk through Rivoli but stop at the road. The plunge pool is at the other side of the road, but it is quite a walk up again. There is a car park further up, so if you carry on going up, I think it's Rivoli Valley Road. If you carry on going up that road, you turn left when you see the parking sign, and there's like a little car park with a pond at the side of it. You walk down about 200 yards, I'd say, and the plunge pool is there. We normally go towards the night time when it's not as busy, and it is so much fun. So yeah, that's my third place. The fourth place I'd recommend is Slippery Stones in Upper Derwent, and that's also in the Peak District. I have done TikToks on all of these, but it's just in case someone hasn't seen them or they want a little bit more information. So Slippery Stones is located just up from Derwent Valley. If you put Derwent Valley in on your maps, it'll obviously take you there. And then you go up the road at the side and over the cattle grids, and then as you get to the end of the biggish road, you'll get to like a roundabout and the car park's to your right. You want to carry on going up and down the little country lane. This road is actually only open on weekdays and it's closed throughout the school holidays, which I personally think is for the best, because places like this would be absolutely rammed in the school holidays and things. You can walk up if you are willing to, but I will warn you, it is quite a trek. If you've got bikes, that might be an idea to go on a little bike ride, but because of the reservoir, the road has to go around it, so it's a really windy road. But once you get to the end of this road, you'll see loads of cars parked up on your right, and then there's like a little roundabout at the end. You need to park up there and then walk forward through the gate and then just follow the path through the trees. You'll get to a bridge, you cross over the bridge and you'll see it on your left hand side. It's got a plunge pool, it's got a place for picnics and to sit down. It's one of my favourite places ever. We go all the time, and even if we're not getting in the water, it's still a lovely walk. One thing I would recommend if you are planning on jumping into water is to get in the water first and get used to it. This is just because if you do jump in and it is freezing, you can go into shock, so just get yourself used to it before you jump into the water. The fifth and final place I would recommend is Kiston Force, which is in the Yorkshire Dales. I've actually only been here once and it was in the winter. We did go in the water but it was absolutely freezing. Cold water swimming is actually really good for you. You've just got to really bear with it and persevere with it, and eventually you will get used to it. But obviously if that's not for you, then there's no pressure to go in the water. It's still a lovely walk with loads of waterfalls. But there is a lovely plunge pool with a big waterfall at the side of it. Obviously that comes with its own risks. If you are jumping into the plunge pool, don't jump into the waterfall, jump away from it. The only thing I would say is just be careful when putting it into maps on iPhone, because we did this and ended up in the middle of a village somewhere. We got there and were like, this doesn't look like a waterfall. They were like an Aldi and stuff. Proper good day out. So if you type it in on Google, the postcode for the actual waterfall comes up, so you put that into maps and you'll be hunky-dory if you do that, but just don't put Kiston Falls into maps and make the same mistakes as what we did. Obviously I do just want to say, if you are planning to go to any of these places, just be respectful, pick up after yourself. The leave no trace rule, everyone's familiar with it. I think it's my pet hate when I see people leaving the rubbish. It's just human decency to take things back with you and pick up after yourselves. It's the easiest thing ever. I normally just take a carrier bag with me, a reusable carrier bag, put all my rubbish in that, empty it into the bin when I get home. It's the easiest thing in the world, which anybody could do. So there really is no excuse not to do it. Don't park on farmland, keep your dogs on leads, and if you are going swimming in any of these places, just don't wear sunscreen with chemicals in it, as it can be harmful to wildlife. So that's the end of today's video. I hope it was okay. I'm not really good with things like this and I've been so nervous to film it, but it's done now. If you do want to see more things like this, just subscribe down below. I've also got my question and answer box open on TikTok, and you can comment any questions you've got and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!